right. All right. I got it. All right. Um. All right. Well, what title should I give it? Trump. Trump's back at the White House. Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. How about super? About Teen Sleuth? Nancy Drew. Yeah. National Treasure. National Health. National POTUS. All right. But based. What about but based? Claudia Conway. But okay. So let's see. How about okay? Donald Trump, right? All right. So Donald Trump alive, yes, and then Claudia Conway. Okay. Claudia Conway based with a question mark. Okay, got it. Now let's see. The official word is that Trump is improving. All right, bro. Did you let me put it up on Twitter so everybody can follow it. I just try to find something that would suit us. All right. Let's see. I don't know. I thought it looked I thought it looked cool.
Have you no decency, sir?
Coronavirus!
No, you don't need to don't hit the mutes. Those are just apply to the scene. So hit the mute and it'll
Oh, okay.
Out in the streets, big police big police
And we should be live. We should be on. You should be unmuted.
All right.
What's going
thanks
on?
everybody who is up late joining us, but we do have a lot of breaking news, as you can see from what has been trending for the last few hours on Twitter.
I went to the store And it sounds like
Yeah,
you were really on one
my,
while I was going, like
yeah, my boy
loving
over
this
here
girl.
was headed out there to the store. Meanwhile, I was trying to keep up to date so that way we could go inform everybody about all the different things that were going down. Right now, early on in the day, Claudia Conway was just trending. Right now, she's 15 is trending again because you can guess that the backlash from against her has been pretty bad when it comes to people that wouldn't want that information that she let out um, to be public. And
Yeah.
well, I guess to back up with the story a little bit.
Yeah,
So
tell
as
us
we
the story
know,
because I don't even know
Trump
the
has
story. Like I said, I was at the store.
so this is the way it goes. So yeah, so Trump has been sick. We all know this, and we've been getting some pretty muddled information. When the initial doctor came out, uh, he was acting very suspect.
Coronavirus!
He initially said something about uh, they asked a question, has he been put on oxygen? And then the doctor replied something about like he hasn't been on oxygen this morning,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
saw that.
and
Yeah.
yeah, so he's been going about that,
I feel like
informing
that
us in a weird
doctor,
way.
I feel like what he was doing was like, um, uh, it was like they were making him lie, and he was trying to be obvious about it on purpose because he was salty about having to lie. That's really the vibe I got
Well,
from
I
it. I
mean,
bet you
it
anything that's what was happening.
you, you could tell that this dude's not up here trying to spin. He was trying to just he was very openly evasive. And this whole thing, it looks like it originated at that Rose Garden event where they're trying to replace
Yeah,
RBG.
it definitely did.
And as of now, if you want, you can pull it up, Matt, on that one tweet. We have 29 positives stemming from this one event. There's so much, there's so many Republican senators now that it's questionable whether they even have a quorum to move forward with an appointment. Although I know McConnell's just gonna do everything he can to try to get that seat. But included among the 29 positives, have of course we have Trump, Melania,
Let me
the
check,
press
make sure we can see
secretary,
this.
it's like
Headed
Kayleen
out there to the
McEnany,
Poor
store.
Kaylee, man.
and
Uh,
this
yeah,
whole
she,
thing,
she
it
signed up
looks
to
like
be a
it
bullshit artist.
originated
She
at
has
that Rose
COVID.
Garden. Chris Christie, Hope Hicks, Kellyanne Conway, Senator Mike Lee, Senator Tom Tillis, um, eight. It says two White House reporters, 10 members of the debate staff. This is still questionable, but Rudy Giuliani might also have
Oh,
it.
let's watch
So
that
it's
clip. I didn't see that. I just heard about it. Let's see.
yeah. I think do you have that right there for you?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Yeah. Go ahead.
Consistently,
Play the Giuliani clip.
everybody questions the polls, but pretty consistently.
Yeah, he looks like shit, bro.
Everybody questions the polls, but pretty consistently. Everybody questions the polls,
Oh
but
man.
pretty.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I don't
He's got it.
know.
Look how red he looks too.
I mean, it's pretty apparent. They look awful when they get it.
Medical center.
And Trump,
And it's really something very
we're back
special.
on
Trump
The
looks like shit
doctors-
too.
Yeah, no. Well, let's back up a little bit. So, of course, we had that outbreak, and then now Trump was supposed to be there for a few days. They give him some heavy dose steroids. They really gave him some heavy dose steroids. This is stuff that you give when they're in a bad situation.
Yeah,
Now
he
you
was
could either read that
definitely
as one
high
of
as
two
fuck.
things. But you could read that as one of two ways. You could either read it as they're trying to use a cannon to kill an ant just to be careful because he's president, or he's in really, really bad shape. And we had a tweet here that Kyle Klinsky put out. He is apparently in contact with a doctor friend of his that was at the center of the outbreak in New York. And what he had said after Trump was released from the hospital today, is either he's sick or this is all a stunt. And if he's sick, it's a very unwise decision. Being on those kinds of medications, I could see Trump going against medical advice and deciding just to head out. I mean, during his stay, he went out on a little joyride just to go wave at the MAGA crowd that was out there in front of him. So he's not above doing anything like that,
Um,
you know. So
yeah, you want to know what I think
and
happened?
what was that?
I I think he got there, and I think right away he was like, "How am I going to use this for my deals? How am I going to use this for the campaign? Oh, come on, Rudy, tell me what to do. Oh, Chris Christie's he's in the hospital. Like who do you think he goes to? Like who's his go-to guy? I need a guy's name to say. Come on, Mark. That's probably it, Mark, right?
Well, right.
I need to
Well,
spin
apparently
this.
he's pissed at Mark Meadows apparently
Yeah.
for one of the first contradictions that we had was when Mark Meadows came out and he said off record, I think is what had happened was he or at least anonymously, he said that the next 48 hours were critical. After the first 24 hours, his vitals were very concerning. Apparently, his blood oxygen went down under 90. If it goes under 90, you can suffer brain damage. It is a very
Let's pull up
critical
that
level.
Kyle tweet then if we're going to talk about this.
Right. Yeah, we have two of those tweets up here. We have one that's an ICU doctor treated countless COVID patients in the epicenter of the pandemic, and then we have a further explanation on the second tweet where he says that he may have mild symptoms of COVID and received all those treatments as overkill,
Yeah, that's
or
what I
he's
think.
actually
I
sick
think
enough
he
to
got to
warrant.
the hospital. I think he woke up Saturday morning and he was like, or Friday morning, whatever day that was, and he was like, "Oh man, I feel like shit." Right? Like I don't feel good.
Mhm.
Let's go to the hospital. Like you need to give me something. And the doctor was like, "I'm not going to give you remdesivir or whatever he was asking for. I'm not going to give you that shit unless you're at the hospital." So he was like, "All right, fine,"
Right.
because I think he's a big pussy. You know, I don't think he can hack like any kind of pain. Like seriously, he's a spoiled rich kid. He's like such a total fucking fail son, right? Like, and he's probably had his all his own way. You know, and he like lucked into the presidency. Like, I still don't think he knew what he was doing. He caught lightning in a bottle with his populism. But I
Right.
think he ended up at the hospital, and he was like, once he was there, he was like, okay, well, let's try everything. Give me the hydro. And they were like, he was probably begging for the hydrochloroquine, and they were like, no, we
But
can't give you
Mr.
that.
President, that
But
doesn't do shit. That's not real.
well, he was probably asking for it, right? And they were
Right.
probably like, I won't give you that, but I'll give you this shit. And they just started trying all the
Okay.
different stuff. See, like, I think it's impressive
Well,
what we've heard. I want to know the shit that
uh,
we didn't hear about, because the only shit that we heard about is the stuff that we already knew was a thing, right? Like the medications that they
mhm.
mentioned, like the
Right. The
remdesivir and the
medications.
antibodies and all that,
Yes.
the coagulant.
There's supposed to be some, yeah, there's supposed to be some heavy hitting medications.
Yeah,
And
but I think there's more
if
we don't even know about. I think
I'm
there's
sure there are,
extra secret
but
stuff
okay.
that's, you
So
know.
anyway, he was released at 6:30 p.m. from Walter Reed. Right? I think we could pull up that tweet. It's the first one that we got bookmarked there, bro.
Um,
And you can see from the pictures here on that initial tweet where you can see Trump saying, "I will be leaving the Great Walter Reed Medical Center at 6:30, feeling really good. Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life," which is a pretty reckless ass tweet when,
yeah,
especially coming from a dude that is
yeah. What a
just dealing with
dumbass,
it and
man.
might still be dealing with it.
Yeah, what a
But
fucking
if you
dumb
look
thing to
under,
tweet. Like,
yeah, but if you look right under it, you can see the first comment on that screenshot.
where is
Uh,
it? You
Claudia
screenshot this?
Conway. Yeah, you see the screenshot right there? It says
Yeah, you keep saying the
Claudia
first
Conway.
one.
Yeah, the first one on the bookmarks. You can see where it says "Hold on" underneath there.
Oh, okay.
Right. So click on that. Yeah. So look, if you look at that screenshot there, it says,
I will be leaving the Great
um,
Walter Reed Medical Center, socialized medical center, today at 6:30 p.m. Feeling really good. Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. Guys,
now if you
LMAO,
look at
he's
that
not doing
first,
better. Look at all Claudia's
yeah, that's
simps.
that.
Fucking lame as hell.
Right. Now that's from Claudia Conway. Claudia Conway, for people that are still asking, is the daughter of one of Trump's senior advisors, Kellyanne Conway.
Is this Instagram or
So
something?
if you now this is on I think this is on TikTok. So if you scroll over to the next picture,
Yeah.
you can see she does make an additional comment. He is so ridiculous. Apparently he is doing badly and they're doing what they can to stabilize him.
I mean, so you think that wasn't him who we saw tonight? You think that was a body double?
What? No, I think no, I
Because that
think it
didn't look
was
like he was
him.
doing
But look at him.
badly.
The ones that were being retweeted, there was one where you can see that he's in visual pain.
I know. I wouldn't say that that's like badly enough that he needs to be stabilized, though, right? Like,
I I don't like. Here's the thing. So this blew up because what Claudia Conway went in and leaked there is flies in direct contradiction to everything that we've been hearing from the White House and everything that's been reported to the media. This is a complete contradiction, right? And it would go in line with that theory that he left against medical advice
oh, he definitely left against
and he's
medical
receiving all
advice.
these heavy medications.
Yeah, I don't think there's a
Right. So
question
if he
about
left
that.
against medical advice, yeah, but there still might be. And if that's the case, that he left against medical advice, he's not doing better, and he just wanted to go ahead and portray strength
Yeah,
or
no,
whatever
I
he
think
was
that's.
thinking.
I think he got there and he got all the drugs he was going to get. Right, he got everything that they were going to give him. He did everything. He took everything, and now he wants to go home and chill out and see if he can beat it. Right, like I think he had all this fun. Like he's fucking like he's impatient and he likes doing fucking rad shit. He doesn't like to do lame things. Right, so like he
Right.
probably got bored at the
So,
hospital after he tried all the drugs. So he was like,
mhm.
"Let me go home and fucking, talk to my
And
fans."
by
And
the way, he said he was visiting. He's a contagious COVID patient. He was visiting with wounded
yeah,
veterans
what a
in the
fucking
hospital. Is what he
dumbass! What
said.
a dumbass! Oh god, he's so fucking stupid.
But just to there's another tweet if you can go down to it. It's haunted right. If it's a screenshot of a Tim O'Brien tweet that gives a timeline of Herman Cain's coronavirus. It- well,
Where's this
the
one?
timeline of Herman Cain dealing with Herman Cain. So
I
yeah,
got
were
most
you
of
able to pull that
it.
one up?
No, no, Kellyanne. Here it is.
Yeah,
Okay, 624 attends the rally maskless. 72 test positive
right.
for COVID. So that's 8 days
8 days.
after. So he probably didn't
After.
contact it at the rally. Then he probably caught it.
No, because you could catch it between you could start showing symptoms between 2 and 14 days after. But you
Yeah.
don't really start seeing the worst of the symptoms until 9 days after, apparently.
When did Hope Hicks start looking sick?
This was, what was it, last Wednesday?
Yeah, something like that.
Remember, Hope Hicks kit was the first one to really come down with it, and then Trump made the announcement. But
Yeah, I
you
think
look
he
from that
knew.
timeline. So,
Yeah.
but if you look from that timeline though, 7:10, Herman Cain says he's improving. 7:15, it says his doctors seem happy. 7:27 says he's really getting better.
Yeah.
7:30 he's dead.
I think Trump's gonna die, man. I'm willing it into existence. Like,
Bro, look at what I've seen from how Claudia Conway gets her information off of what they tell her mother is she does like some really like on TikTok, like, she's either doing it for show or whatever else. She does some really sneaky shit to try to get information, and she just decides to go ahead and leak whatever it is. And she's been right. She hasn't lied about stuff that she's posted dealing with what she's overheard. So
I mean, how does she know that? Like, what? Think about it though. Like, all right, let's watch some of these videos. I haven't seen them yet because
all right, so
I don't know how much you'd
let's
be
see
able
if
to find
we-
out. Which one should I put on? Claudia and I are faring well in quarantine.
No, there's one that says you look at the one that says a non-cat starts with part 1.
Someone told me that a non-cat account was feds.
Well, whatever it is, they showed all the TikToks in a row, so it just makes it easier.
Yeah.
So, what happened was after that whole shitstorm that came down, because I mean she's still trending on here because of what she posted. Her mom came in and had her.
You say
It's
correct.
kind of like
I'm doing it right now.
video where she made her issue a bunch of corrections on her TikTok.
Little clarification
Kellyanne
from my
did a
previous
tweet.
posts. My mother claims that she did not lie to me. She had 3 tests done, first negative, second 2 positive. We're not in communication. I misinterpreted it. Her mom is in the room talking to her. Why would she say that?
Yeah, so she would. So the initial word from Claudia Conway was that her mom did not tell her that she was positive, and then she was with her the whole day, and now Claudia Conway is sick and has COVID and has been dealing with fever, headaches, a variety of different symptoms, including a lower oxygen level. So
But she's not
if you
positive,
want to
though?
go ahead and no, she is positive. Claudia Conway is positive.
Tested immediately.
Kellyanne is
Mom,
positive.
I didn't.
Alright,
I guess I misinterpreted it.
You guess you misinterpreted it. You guess you misinterpreted it?
Yeah, you said it was negative. So I spent the day with you.
Send me. I got that result. Tested immediately.
Mom, I didn't. I guess I misinterpreted it.
You guess you
I don't trust this
misinterpreted
girl.
it. You guess you misinterpreted it?
Yeah, you said it was negative.
Alright, this part 1 and part 2. Is that all that's in this thread?
What I think she deleted the third one. Okay,
Yeah,
I
the
think they
feds
deleted
did.
the third one on here.
Yeah,
The
this a
feds
non-cat
deleted
is
the
a
third
fed.
one. Yeah, well, it would make sense because the third one was one where she starts cursing at her.
What's this one?
I know I saved it up a few times now. So
Is Trump gonna die?
So look at
he's
that
not
one that
gonna
I
die.
saved. It says Spooky Jamie.
I'm not getting off of it. Because you're being nice to me right now.
I want to go to sleep.
Are you.
She's like,
Where are you going?
she's loving the attention. So she's like
But play that.
telling the
Play
crowd
that
what they want to
one that
hear.
says- play that one that says Spooky Jamie on it though.
I'm watching the one where she's in bed.
Yeah, play that one I'm telling you though.
Yeah, see, she's looking at like all of her fucking likes racking up, and she can tell she's like getting off on it. Like, ooh, people like this. Like, I'm gonna say some word fucking shit. Like,
Well,
it's like
look at that one.
there's clearly a motive for her to make shit up here. She say anything else, or she just sit there watching her likes rack up?
No. Click on that one.
Spooky Jamie. Hold on. Didn't do it. Hold on.
Jamie, pull it up.
Yeah, Jamie, pull it up. There it is.
You've caused so much disruption.
Disruption?
You lied about your fucking mother about COVID?
What?
No, Mom.
About COVID?
It's how it's how I interpreted it.
Interpreted it? You're taping me again?
What?
You're taping
Caused
me
so much
again.
disruption.
Disruption?
You lied about your fucking mother about COVID?
Fucking
No,
mother
Mom.
about
About
fucking
COVID?
COVID.
It's how I interpreted it.
Interpreted it?
She's such a little cunt, man.
What?
Yeah.
Dude,
So okay. So
Oh,
then,
man.
Afterwards,
I'm gonna fucking
she
kill myself when my
released
kids get that age.
Well, look, she released one more where she's speaking in she's speaking in some kind of funky ass language. So let's see if I can get you to. Okay, I'm gonna bookmark that one because I don't think I did. It was like the one I didn't bookmark. All right, there you go. Refresh it. You should be right there now.
I see it.
Credibility online and that people don't believe me.
She's 15.
She's 15. That's what's trending right now. Is she's 15.
It's Pig Latin, dude.
It's not Pig Latin. This is definitely not Pig Latin. I know for sure it's not Pig Latin.
Pettiger
Pig Latin's
Sigan.
like Issei, Usei.
Yeah, it's like some variation
It all
of it,
ends with
though.
A.
It's my credibility.
It's supposed to be some kind of
online and that
gibberish,
people don't
or
believe
I heard
me.
it's some kind of like TikTok language or whatever else. But
Some people
the
commented on here. Did
translation
anybody have anything?
yeah, here's the translation that I got. I went ahead and bookmarked it too. It's I am live right now because I am scared of my mom. I am really scared. I can't say much about COVID. She gaslights me. I can't leave. My family thinks I'm lying about everything. They gaslight me. I can't say much anymore. It makes me
Okay.
feel like a bad person.
All right. You don't have kids, so you might not understand this, but let me tell you what's going on here, my man. Like, she's like, I don't think she's lying, right? I think the stuff she put on there was true, right? But like, she's obviously
And
being
apparently something about her sending. There was another line that she said about her mom wants to send her away, which makes sense if she's leaking shit.
no decency, sir?
Yeah, because this isn't the first time. This isn't the first time that Claudia Conway's been trending because she leaked some shit that she overhears from her
yeah.
mom.
I remember her being in the news a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
she's
'cause
like
she keeps doing it, and
yeah, she's like yeah, like she's in trouble because she keeps fucking putting her parents and her family's sensitive information on the internet. Like,
yeah,
if she
she's
feels
like-
threatened,
she's like
it's because
some-
she's being bad, right? Like, she should feel threatened. Like,
right, and they did the thing on her TikTok where they asked her, "Are you actually in trouble? Take off your earring if you are, and you can't talk." And she took off her earring or
Yeah,
some shit like that.
exactly.
It was and if you look, I bookmarked it too. Kellyanne actually put out a tweet she went to spin mode after the whole thing happened.
Yeah, because
I don't
she's
think she
leaking, her
knows-
kid is leaking her mom's sensitive information online. Of course she
Yeah.
did.
So she went into
Like-
spin mode, and then she put this tweet out here. She put, "Claudia and I are faring well in quarantine. Everyone else is negative. I had 3 tests on Friday, 1 negative, a saliva test, 1 POS rapid, 1 POS PCR most accurate. As soon as the doctor confirmed positive, I told
Yeah.
my family and then went public." Which
One
was
positive
bullshit because-
rapid, one positive PCR.
Right, when they're saying about some saliva test, which apparently that isn't a thing, the saliva test. And on that day,
mean,
before
she's not
Kellyanne even
lying.
went public, well, this is the thing. So on that day, before Kellyanne went public, Claudia already leaked that on her TikTok.
Yeah. Leaked what?
Yeah, she already leaked that she was positive. This was before the whole 2 tests thing. So it was in the middle of all this kind of stuff. So it wasn't something that was about to come out. You know what I mean?
Well-
That's the way it played out that day.
Yeah, see, I think that's
Where-
what the Chuds
and
are
that was-
doing. I don't think any of the right-wingers are admitting they have it until it gets fucking serious.
Yeah,
You know?
and apparently Kellyanne doesn't have severe symptoms right now. Apparently, according to Claudia, she has a minor cough and no fever or anything. Meanwhile, Claudia over here is dealing with a fever and a litany of other symptoms.
She looks fine, man. I'm telling you. She's just being a fucking teenager. Like, it just happens to be that her parents are famous and shit. Like, and she's in a position to leak this fucking bonehead White House's sensitive info because they're such like you said in that fucking
And
tweet you had.
That's why that tweet that we
Yeah, so
that
incompetent.
tweet that we put out that got all that attention. It's true because she has leaked a lot of information from this White House, and somehow this White House can't figure out a way to deal with one leak that's a eavesdropping teenager.
Yeah. I want to see the shit of her in the glass.
Yeah, I didn't bookmark that one. That was an old one that she had done before, where
Yeah.
she has a glass and she's trying to hear on the door,
Yeah.
which is which is crazy. But I know from what she's posted before. I mean, she thinks Trump is trash, so she
Of
thinks her
course.
mom's job is trash.
Yeah. I
So
mean, her mom is
they're
like,
lumping both parents into it too, where they're saying about, because I know George Conway has been pretty adamantly anti-Trump,
yeah, like her
which
parents are the
made a lot of
worst,
people
man.
wonder how does that work. Yeah, I mean, the dad's a lib, right?
Yeah, it's got a lib mom or a lib dad and a chud mom. It's like it's just like they're
Exactly.
the
When
worst
she's somehow
version
like
of
a
those two
leftist,
things,
apparently
though. What?
you said she's like more of a leftist than you said. But I
Yeah,
mean,
I
she's
thought she
15. What
was.
does she fucking know?
No, I mean, I thought she last time she was in the news. I thought it was because she was like saying some like pro-socialist stuff. I forget what it was exactly, but like last month.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so I mean, what I think I mean, yeah, I don't think that she's going and just making stuff up to put out there either. And you
no,
see,
I
there was
don't think
one
she's
tweet
making
actually.
anything. I mean, I think what she's doing is exaggerating her symptoms, and
She might be. I'm not sure because at one point what made me question that is because she said her blood oxygen was below
yeah,
90 at one point, and if it was, and apparently her mom wasn't allowing her to go to a doctor even though a doctor told her to take her.
no, I think that part's bullshit. Like, I think the
And
what?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I wouldn't put it past her mom to do that just to keep things quiet,
What?
but
No,
not send her to the
definitely.
doctor.
Yeah, but then like how does she know the blood alcohol or the oxygen level? I think she heard that shit in the news
She was
because like
testing herself. No,
I
she
mean,
she had a little machine. She was testing herself.
yeah, but like and you could see the testing numbers showing up on
Yeah,
screen.
you can see all the numbers and all that kind of shit.
Oh,
So it's not like she wasn't doing, like, she was been monitoring her temperature and her oxygen levels apparently.
damn. So you can get below 90 and still like be outwardly breathing fine.
Well, see, that's the thing is I wasn't sure about that because when she showed her blood oxygen before, it was okay. So I don't know if she's just able to bounce back from it if it dropped that low. I mean, maybe she's young and everything, but still, there's some heavy accusations to put up against your parent when you're saying that you have critical blood oxygen levels and your parent is keeping you from going and getting medical treatment.
No, that's just some fucking teenager shit, man. Um, like, oh, my parents won't take me to the hospital, and I'm dying of COVID. Like, come on, like, it's like she knows exactly what she's doing. She's being an annoying
Well,
teenager.
she well, she didn't exaggerate her symptoms to. I mean, she didn't put her symptoms out there. Other than that one that I thought were too outlandish levels, she said she had like a mild fever that were low hundreds, high 99s, which isn't much, and a headache. So it's not like she was going
Yeah,
crazy with it, other than that blood oxygen thing.
here's the one I was looking
You
for.
know,
Got to say, the fact that the
which
White
that one.
House can't stop one eavesdropping teenager from leaking this kind of stuff is pretty hilarious.
Yeah. So we put out that one. Everything from the show account has co-written by both of us here, so we're careful about what we tweet most of the time. But that one kind of got a little bit of traction
Who
with
gave us a
everybody.
thumbs down?
But
What the fuck? What the fuck?
really, come on, y'all. But anyway, so it's probably a chud jumped in and decided just a thumbs down our asses.
Is there any comments on there?
You can. There's a comment window there.
Yeah, there's some people in there.
Dope. All right.
Eh, eh,
All right. Yeah. See, we gotta stay on point. So yeah. So
It's some
Look, do
fucking
you
like,
think, like,
oh my god. It's some Claudia Conway stan pissed off that I'm shitting on her girl.
that, well, look, that's what I'm trying to get to. That's what I'm trying to talk about a
I
little
mean, I
bit.
think it's
Are
pretty
you
apparent
really
what's going on. Like, right? Like, I don't think I'm like this isn't like a hot take. It's like obvious. Like, she's fucking with her parents and they're going back and forth. Like, I think, yeah, she's exaggerating, you know. Like, I think the
I, I
mom's
don't
clearly trying to
I
keep this
don't
shit
think
quiet, and she's like,
uh-huh
you know,
blowing up her spot.
exactly, because she's getting fucking all kinds of attention and love for it. Like, totally normal teenage thing to do. Like, you know, I'm not like,
But
I'm not mad
but
at
that's
it, you
why I
know?
don't think she's but I don't think she's blowing up her spot with bullshit
No, I think everything is accurate, definitely. I don't think anything is like I just think she's like dramatizing it like,
to make it seem worse than it is. Remember
yeah.
this was the same girl that also said that she wants to get was it emancipated right from her parents and she wants AOC to adopt her.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I
So
remember. Yeah.
that was one of the things she said. But on the other hand, I mean, we know that. I mean, you have to know that Kellyanne has to be pissed off, just to no end because of the leaks.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
and there might be like some kind of kernel of. I mean, you know what? I still think that by and large, what uh, Claudia is putting out there is true. Specifically in regards to Trump's health, because it plays well by everything that we have apart from what she said,
No, I think
where we
Trump's
kind
health
of
is
know.
fucked up, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
look, okay, so why don't we play the video of him um out there? I think we have one that we put out there on the show too, right?
who is this girl? I just like how the dude in the Yankees hat speaks like an adult since I'm an adult. Like,
That's me. That's Tony.
yeah, like, speak like an adult then. Talk to this girl.
Well, no, but look, just pull up that video, the one where he's out there on the balcony.
Jamie, pull it up.
Like, you really get it?
That one or the original one?
Well, that's the one we made and we put out. It's a little bit funny, I thought. But the other one, it's by Brennan Murphy. You could see that he's gasping.
Yeah.
You could tell that this dude's not in good shape.
Yeah, no. I
And
I
there
think
was
he's gonna
another
die. I
one.
already said that. Like I just
Well,
like
look, check it out on the profile. There's one where like that was one, but there's another one where he's just in visual, like he's in actual pain. You could see the look, the grimace on his face.
I just left Walter Reed Medical Center, and it's
Yeah.
really something
He's
very
definitely
special.
hurting.
The doctors, the nurses, the first responders, and I learned so much about coronavirus. And one thing that's for certain, don't let it dominate you. Don't be afraid of it. You're going to beat it. We have the best medical equipment. We have the best medicines, all developed recently. And you're going to beat it. I didn't feel so good. And 2 days
Feels
ago,
so
I could have
good.
left 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I felt great, like better than I have in a long time. I said just recently, better than 20 years ago. Don't let it dominate. Don't let it take over your lives. Don't let that happen. We have the greatest country in the world. We're going back. We're going back to work. We're going to be out front. As your leader, I had to do that. I knew there's danger to it, but I had to do it. I stood out front. I led. Nobody that's a leader would not do what I did. And I know there's a risk, there's a danger,
You know,
but that's
they have to
okay.
pump them
And now
full
I'm
of so
better.
many
Maybe
high
I'm
as
immune.
shit
I don't
while he's
know.
in there.
But don't let it dominate
went
your
on a
lives.
Twitter
Get out there.
rampage this morning.
Be careful. We have the
And
best
I guess once he
medicines
got
in
his,
the world, and it all happened
they might
very
have
shortly.
taken
And
away
they're
his
all getting
phone, might
approved.
have gotten it back,
And the
might have went a
vaccines are
little crazy
coming
with it.
momentarily.
But whatever it is,
Thank you very
look
much.
at that,
And
that
Walter
second one I
Reed,
bookmarked.
what a
I
group of
just
people.
bookmarked
Thank
it.
you very much.
Walter Reed, what a group of people.
It
Thank
says-
you very much.
It says right there. It says Trump appears to be wincing in pain as he breathes. You could look at that. Look, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory once you look at the way his face is just.
Yeah. No. I think he's fucked up. Yeah. Like the language though, like, you know, it's just being dramatic. Like, that's fine. Whatever. You know. Like,
So, do you think that he's actually? But you don't think he's to the point where they need to stabilize him? Is what you're
yeah,
saying?
that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's dying yet. I think he, like, there's a very strong chance he will be, and I think he, like, no one really knows what taking all those drugs early is going to do, right? Like,
Right.
usually they save that
'cause,
shit for,
there's a
you know.
a side effect from some of these steroids too is that they eventually weaken your immune system.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
so if the response that you get from COVID apparently is your immune system goes into overdrive, which causes some sort of damage because the reason that it is that is more fatal to older people is because they're just, most of the time you're going to speak in general. Older people are not going to be able to take that beating that a younger person can. That's why those comorbidities really factor in. So if you have asthma, if you're obese, if you're older, all those things factor in because it just means you have less that you can wear on your body. So just to go back to the Herman Cain thing, you're talking about a month out from when he tested positive, 28 days from then. And
she says the involuntary grimace is everything. Yeah. Like,
yeah, it tells the full story.
and the way they were editing out the coughs the other day too.
Yeah, that a lot of people were speculating as to whether they were deep fakes but I don't think so. I think they're just splicing a bunch of stuff together and they're trying to paint as rosy a picture as possible, but it's not.
That did not look like
there's
him.
only so much you can do.
Walking to the helicopter. Like, and the other thing, it would have been.
There was, this. Mm-hmm.
It would have been really easy to fake that shit in the car too. Not that I think that they did necessarily, because I think that reeks of Trump. That's totally something he would do.
Right. Well, the other thing that came out was when they posted those photos. Well, the one where he has a jacket on, jacket off, his tie's loose, he's sitting at some kind of table signing a blank piece of paper. If you look zoomed in on it, you can tell it's a blank piece of paper.
Yeah.
And then they pulled the metadata from it, and it was taken like 10 minutes apart, and they posted it at different times of the day to make it look like he's still working hard.
Yeah, that one kind of annoyed me.
COVID is not keeping him down.
I saw I retweeted it from somewhere. It was like some news source was like changing his wardrobe in between pictures, and it was like he took his jacket off for one of the pictures, man. Like, chill out.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
like Russiagate broke their brains.
Right. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's just the plain fact of it is I don't think that they're being necessarily anywhere close to forthcoming with any part of what's actually going on with this guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think he knew about it. What were you saying?
Well, here's the thing with the doctor, they don't have to lie about him being on oxygen or off oxygen, or whether there was a whole media frenzy about whether he was on oxygen.
Yeah.
And the dude is 74 years obese. He was probably suffering from severe symptoms. If he was symptomatic, that's exactly the way you think things were going to go. And if that's the case, you would probably expect him to be on oxygen. It doesn't hurt anything to go and say, hey, you know what? We have to put him on oxygen.
She says, I'm not at all enjoying this man's pain. I'm just in Canada and nosy, LMAO. Like,
That's the other part of it.
I think it's okay to enjoy his pain. I honestly do. Like, he's one of the few people in the world I feel that way about, right? I think
Well,
he's caused so much pain and misery to other people deliberately almost. Like, he turned the thing into a culture war issue for no reason at all. Like,
right.
I
We
still can't
we
discern
can't.
why he did that. Like,
Well, look, it sucks. It's really uncomfortable to see somebody unable to breathe. I'll say that. Like, but for me, I'm not gonna have as probably as edgy a take as you are on it. I just don't think it's my place to wish death on anybody.
yeah, I'll say, I mean, actually, I'm the other way around. I want him to die. I don't care if he feels pain or not. Like, I think the world will be a better place without him. I don't know how, I know that sounds terrible, but I think it's true, right? Like, how much terrible shit has he done, and, like, is he actively doing? Like, how many people are suffering every day because I'm a nosy neighbor to the north? No, we like your perspective from the north. I used to work in Montreal.
Right.
But
So,
he's, like, actively destroying shit every single day. Like, they're trying to, like, undo Obamacare just because, like, of his personal shit. Like, stuff like that is just, it's causing harm to the
like
world.
you're that's the thing is you're not gonna get any argument about from me about whether he's terrible or he's awful or he's done all these batshit crazy things that have hurt a lot of people. And really, I don't feel bad for him. And I'm not saying that I feel bad for him because in a lot of ways he's sick from his own doing. If he would
Yeah,
have, there was a plan in place. There was a plan in place from before the pandemic hit here to pass out 650 million masks to the entire country.
yeah. She says he's clinically insane.
And
If he dies, he dies. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He did this shit
so
on
he
purpose. The other thing is this.
so
I have zero confidence in the Democrats' ability to, like, beat him and challenge effectively what any kind of legal proceedings and all that. Like, they're not gonna, like, if they're determined enough, like, they'll be able to win in court.
what do you mean about court?
Like, I have zero confidence. Like, I think they'll get more votes, right? Like, I think that'll
Right.
happen. But, like, I think they're gonna get, like, 18 different lawsuits. Like, oh, this procedure
You're,
was
you're
wrong. Like, we need to
what are you
invalidate.
talking about? Like in the election?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have. Ugh.
So you're anticipating it being like a real nasty thing in the election. It's not going to be a clear cut winner on election night.
Yeah, Mussolini vibes from Trump. Yeah, like, yeah, I think we're gonna have, like, Alabama's Supreme Court and, the Missouri Supreme Court and all those states are gonna be like, oh, this procedure was, this mail bailing was fraudulent or whatever, and they're gonna try to invalidate. Oh, it's cold as shit out here.
Right. Well, okay, so Trump did release a video upon his arrival back to the White House. You think you could pull that one up? I just booked it too.
I should put my jacket on. Like, my teeth are chattering on the stream.
You got it?
Oh shit, I'm in the wrong place. Homeboy made a movie trailer for not dying.
I mean, what's your takeaway? Why would he do something like that?
Yeah, big time Mussolini vibes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Okay, anybody that's not part of his base sees that something's wrong with him,
I don't know, man.
right?
I think this
So,
is pretty
you know,
cool for
putting out that
some
crap,
people.
I don't know, man. I think it's just too much bluster. It's like he's overcompensating. I think it's obvious that he's overcompensating. You know, leaving early against medical advice when he has COVID, and you have somebody like Matt Getz on Twitter talking about, you know, I'll never love another president. There was some crazy shit that he was putting out there. I'll just read them off because I don't want to go ahead and have us pull all these ridiculous tweets up there. At one point, I will never love another president again. This was a legit tweet. This is person a congressman, and he put that.
Yeah, I kind of liked him for 5 minutes too when he said he wasn't accepting corporate money. I mean, that
Yeah,
probably just means he's taking, like, you know, think tank money. He probably doesn't count that as corporate money or something.
yeah. He's a Republican. This is a dude that was using his family's leverage to get out of trouble very early on, and you won't find a bigger
He's the
bootlicker
one with
than
Nestor, right?
Is it which one?
Nestor, the guy who grew up in the Truman Show house.
I think that's him.
Yeah, the Truman
I
Show
just
house.
know he just has a very punchable face. If you ever look at this dude, yeah, he has a very punchable face. But yeah, when this is the situation that we're in right now, though. You're having leaks from daughters of White House staff that seem to give more clarity than what we've gotten in official word from the White House or from official people like his attending doctor. Or was it his attending doctor? It was actually his personal doctor that came out and did this, right?
Who?
The doctor that came out
I mean,
that
he was like a naval
trying to,
commander, so I think
yeah,
he worked at Walter Reed.
yeah. I mean,
Do you want to listen to this clip?
medically, if yeah, which one is it?
I look forward to the political realignment that President Trump is leading in our country right now, where Republicans aren't just there to be the valets of big businesses. We actually want to put America and the American people first. Now, there are some in D.C. who hope that President Trump is just an aberration, a one-off, but I think he's the front end of the wave. And there is a way to excite a right-leaning populism in the country with bold ideas that we won't be able to ever achieve with a reversion back to the Romneys or the Kasichs or sort of the Paul Ryan view of the world. There is a lot in the book, a lot of discussion about how when you put yourself on the front lines of this revolution, you do catch some incoming, but it is so worth it to see our country able to just thrive and to see the American people with a sense of hope and optimism that I think is unique to the Trump presidency, but also something that we will be able to push forward if we continue to move these policies forward that lift up all Americans.
Okay, so that's alarming, man. Like,
What did?
he's
Yeah,
basically
what was he saying?
I don't know how to play it for you, but he's basically saying, like, he's trying to do the populism. He's basically saying right-wing populism is a thing. He explicitly says it too. He's basically picking up on, like, the 2016 talking points, like, and he admitted, like, Republicans aren't just the valets of big business anymore. Like, he's saying the things, right? Like, that's alarming, man. Like, we were wondering, like, who was going to try to, like, pick up that mantle, right? And it looks like it's him, right? Like, at least he's making a play for it. Like, that's the kind of shit that won in 2016. He won from saying that kind of stuff, right? He didn't win by saying the shit he's saying now. He didn't win by saying law and order or, you know, we need to cut regulations. Like, those aren't the things that, you know, brought him out in that historic victory, right? Like, he won by, like, saying, you know, like, basically this, right? Like,
I look forward to...
You need to hear this.
So what are you thinking the implications are from somebody like that? That isn't
I think he
Trump
thinks Trump's
and
going to lose.
Speaks in those.
I think Gates is smart. I
You
think he
think so?
knows what's up. Yeah, I think he thinks Trump's going to lose, and he's
Well,
setting
okay,
himself
so
up for
so
2024.
just to go ahead and link this back to where we are in the election, right? So um I know after 2016 people are not putting as much stock in polls, but the latest polls, the NBC Wall Street Journal poll, following the debate. This is before COVID uh, took over Trump and moved on him like a bitch, but um, he was up 8 before the debate. The Biden was. Following the debate, he's now up 14 points on Trump. But that number is not what I would pay attention to. The the more serious numbers are the demographics, because there's aspects of Trump's support that make up his base, such as older people and specifically older white males. And in the older population, Biden's now running away with that demographic.
Yeah, no, I think he's fucked, man.
He's So Biden is winning that demographic for older Americans 62% to 35%.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to lose. I think he's going to lose in the numbers wise, but what I'm more concerned about is the legal challenges, and I have zero confidence. It's going to be like Al Gore. They're going to be like, oh, we better stop
Do you
fighting.
think it
Yeah.
I mean, do you think it's going to be that close?
No, I think there's going to be every state where he loses, there's going to be some sort of lawsuit challenging something, and
Okay.
they're, you know, the Supreme Court, whoever the federal whatever appeals court does it, is going to say, you know, they're going to do as much as they can to throw the, you know, put give them every advantage. I was trying to retweet this with something, but I can't find the picture I wanted to use. So it's going to be
Well,
drawn out, right? And you're going to have him every day
mhm.
being like, "I won. I totally won. That's all me. Joe Biden, he
Well,
lost.
you
And
know, he
Sleepy
is
Joe needs to go
already
home."
well,
And
he's laying down the foundation for calling into question the legitimacy of the election already. That's what he does.
that's what I'm
He
saying.
goes out there and he says, "Oh, I'm winning, folks. Don't believe the fake news polls." But I think we're going to do very well. So, which is it? We're going to do very well and the polls are wrong, or the polls are right. I'm going to lose and the whole thing is illegitimate. It can't be both.
I know.
You know,
He's saying
there's
if
no
I
way to make
win, it
it
was
both.
great. It was accurate. And if I lose, it was illegitimate.
Exactly. And that is, it's a catch 22 in that sense. But with everything being so far apart, right? I mean, okay. So the last demographic I was going to tell everybody about was older white males, which if there's going to be a demographic that is Trump, it's that one. But then come to find out, Trump and Biden are now
Yeah.
in tied with white males over 50.
No, he doesn't look alpha at all. Like, that's, that's that crowd. Like, I feel like, the sort of like independents, the moderates, the non-Republicans who voted for him because of the vague populist shit. I feel like the right wingers who voted for him because he owned the libs. He was like alpha and tough, and he doesn't look like that now. He just looks annoying. Like most people said, like the
Well,
debate.
it seems like what it seemed like to me is, all 2016 I was waiting for people to get tired of his shtick, the douchey businessman that just takes pot shots at everybody. But you'd figure that routine does wear down on people, but especially when we're in a recession and we're in the middle of a pandemic, and everybody's affected by this. No matter if you're following protocols, if you're not following protocols, if you know somebody's sick, if you don't know anybody that's sick, there's 200 something thousand Americans that are dead, and everybody has to deal with a new normal of COVID. If you turn on the TV and watch something, you can see a COVID commercial now.
Yeah.
I was watching Rick and Morty over season 4. They even make a freaking COVID joke in the middle of it. Like, nobody's buying anything, Morty. because of
yeah.
this fucking virus.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was
You know,
funny.
so and when that's the reality for the country, putting up with your douchey president that has mismanaged this whole thing and could have made it a lot better. It's you don't want to deal with it anymore. And I think a lot of people are abandoning him because of that too. If
Yeah.
otherwise, I don't think Biden would be doing very well because he's out there shooting himself in the foot every chance he gets, he can turn around and just punch whoever's on his left. He keeps taking shots at Bernie,
Yeah.
which doesn't
Biden
do
is only
anything
hurting
for him.
himself. Like, it's Trump who's losing. It's
Yeah.
not Biden who's winning. Biden is just
Exactly.
everything he says. Like, did you see any of his town hall tonight?
No, I didn't catch town hall. I did
mean-
not want to watch that, but apparently he made a comment about black women
No, did he?
that yes he did. You know, because
Oh, God.
we're bringing you some of this stuff. So I'll go ahead and I'll read this off. Yeah, I'm not going to read that from that dude though. He's a freaking douche. The reason I was able to stay sequestered in my home is because some black woman was able to stack the grocery shelf.
I mean, like, it.
Some black woman has been stacking his groceries for months. Why did? Okay, he's okay. Just I know a lot of people probably tuned in on this and never seen us before, but we're not a very pro Biden show.
Yeah.
And we do acknowledge the reality that he has cognitive decline. He doesn't, and he even before that he had gaffes that made no sense. I mean, I remember in 2016 when he hugged Hillary and just held her there for like way too long, let alone all the different other allegations that are against him.
Yeah.
As far as inappropriate touching and then Tara Reid stuff, which we also believe her. But
He's
it's
terrible.
just kind of it's these little mask off moments. We're talking about the author of the '94 crime bill. Why would you go and say some black woman is doing this? What I mean, you can say that I have a good housekeeper that does. You have to inject race into the middle of it.
Yeah.
You know? And it's that kind of stuff where he's just shooting himself in the foot needlessly.
Yeah. He's like
This is the only.
exactly.
I mean,
He needs to keep his mouth shut. I think he's just like, I think he's trying to sound like, empathetic, right? He's trying to be like, I understand the plight of the poor black woman or whatever, right? He's old as shit, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know how to say your name in the chat. Is that Nemesis? It's not like, she's saying the same shit. Like, he's old as hell. Y'all are screwed if only the borders weren't closed. She lives just outside the hot spot in Toronto.
I mean, not only is one of them just completely mentally declined, the other one is battling COVID now, and he's not known for being all there in the first place anyway.
Yeah, it's total imperial decline, right? It's like the two worst candidates in my lifetime, right? Like, I don't remember worse, that one of them.
Do you think Biden's worse than Hillary?
Nemesis. Yeah. Nemesis. Yeah, I think Biden's definitely worse than Hillary, right? I think most
That's
people,
interesting.
most people would be tripping over themselves to vote for Hillary right now compared to Biden.
Well,
Hillary had better policies, though. It's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I think. I mean,
and like,
it's hard for me to go ahead and evaluate it from her now because I was a former Hillary supporter and I've since changed everything. But when it comes to her policies, I think she was more willing to listen to Bernie, but I also think he did a lot better, so he had more pull when it came to doing certain policies. And Bernie didn't really hold out for any of those things when it came down to it.
I think Bernie thinks that him and Joe are homies, and I think he thinks Joe will hook him up. Like, he'll be kind to him.
Then
Like,
what does Bernie think about Joe taking all these shots at him? He was of
I don't
all the
think he
people that
cares.
went and fell in line, bro. All the people that fell in line,
Bernie doesn't
Mayor
care about
Pete,
shit like that, though. I
Kamala,
don't think.
whatever it is, he's the one out there risking his ass going and doing rallies on behalf of Joe Biden.
Yeah,
That's what he's doing.
yeah. I think Bernie's all about like realpolitik. You know, I think he's all about like power he can hold in his hand. You know, like things he can do. Like I think he thinks all of his calculations are, if I want to get a bill passed and Joe is president, this will make it easiest to do that. So I think whatever kind of arrangement they have, you know, I don't know what Joe told him, but he probably told him something that sounded okay to him. So I think he's busting his ass and doesn't care about the messaging. He just is thinking, like, what is going to help me pass my agenda? You know, like, what is the best way to get me to accomplish that? So, like, I wish Bernie would stop endangering himself, though. That's no fair that Bernie's out there on the street, like, hustling like that for Biden after, like, just how shitty they were in the primary, you know, like they basically told him drop out or we're going to keep executing voters, you know.
Yeah, it was basically a hostage situation at that point. So as much as we want to say that Trump is not taking COVID seriously, Biden was out there saying to do in-person voting during the primary when it was him versus Bernie.
Yeah.
So,
and then when Bernie said maybe we should not do this
when it comes to the top of the ticket. What happened?
Well, then when Bernie was like, maybe we should not vote in person, and then Simone Sanders went on TV and accused her of voter suppression, accused him of voter suppression.
Yeah. Now the whole issue is with the vote by mail thing, and the most likely scenario, if it is a heavy vote by mail election, is that Trump might be ahead on election night, and following that, when the mail-in ballots are counted, everything goes to Biden in a big wave.
I don't know, man.
And the state of the country right now is so freaking crazy. Everybody's so on edge because of everything that's going on between COVID, the civil unrest. The last thing we need is on election night to have a 2000 situation like you've alluded to already.
Yeah. Nemesis is saying why most of your presidents have to be senile. Yeah, that's right. Like, it's a gerontocracy.
Well,
that's what happens in dying empires. That's what happened in Soviet Russia. You know, they were all just old as shit because they're the people who had lasted the longest in the system, rising through the bureaucracy. It's kind of the same thing here,
and that's
right?
What you see. That's what you see. You see one aspect of it when it comes to crony capitalism with Trump, who's basically America's id, risen to the top. And then you see that with Biden, who's the best of the Democratic Party can go ahead and manufacture, and even to some extent with Bernie, who's been
he was the worst in the primaries. It's just, you know, he's a vessel.
He was right. I mean, he was
That's the difference between him and Trudeau, right? Biden. This is why I keep saying this, and like Nemesis brought up Trudeau in Canada, and he's like Obama, you know? He's like the young, flashy model who's going to like launder the terrible policies through his like, you know, charm and charisma and ability to execute like super sick blackface costumes. Like, ooh. Like, that's what people say. Like, that's what Obama was able to do, right? He was able to upgrade.
He was able to put a pretty face on some pretty horrendous
shit, man. He normalized all of the stuff that Bush did, and people were saying he belonged in The Hague. And then as soon as Obama comes in and does the same shit, nobody pays attention. So the difference between now and then, though, is we know Joe Biden's terrible, right? Like, he's not going to be able to pull shit past us, which, you know, has its ups and downs because, you know, Obama was able to put people to sleep, and I'm sure like Trudeau was able to do similar shit, right? Like, people were probably going to give him a longer rope at first. Biden's not going to get any rope, man. Like, that's, you know, if we can get him in, that was the only thing, right? Which tie that back into why I want Trump to die, you know? Because I don't... Even if they win, I think that we just went over the scenario. They're going to win, right? Like, they're going to get more votes, right? It's just that
You're talking Biden.
Yeah, like
Okay.
yeah, Trudeau's the son of an ex-prime minister too. Yeah, it's like the
Nepotism.
or it's like almost like a not a monarchs, but like lords, right? We have like first families, right? There's like a handful of families that are kind of like breeding amongst each other and trading off like ruling class fail sons that they
And it says a lot that a
fail
lot
upwards.
of those people. I mean, beforehand, I mean, Trump was at the had the Clintons at his wedding, right?
Yeah,
Or was it vice versa? Well,
they
either
were
way, they
at
ran in the same
at
social circles.
Chelsea's. Fucking and
Yeah,
what's her name was there? Um,
Giselle
yeah,
Maxwell.
yeah,
Yeah, the
um,
Epstein's tied to both of them,
yeah.
the Clintons and Trump. Who else? I mean, there's a reason why Epstein was as big a story as he was when he got busted, because he had so many of these names of these powerful people in his black book,
It
and
was
that's why
flight
everybody's
laws, man.
on
Yeah, Bill Clinton was there
Giselle
27
Maxwell.
times.
I mean, that's why he's on. I mean, that's why everybody's on Giselle Maxwell death watch, because
She
of all the
says
names that she could implicate.
their taxes are going to go up in Canada because of COVID. That's the thing. It's like they're going to try to do that everywhere, right? They're going to try to make the working people pay so that the 1% can keep all that money. I don't know what Canada's government did, but I'm sure it was probably similar to ours, where we just funneled a shitload of money to the top, like disaster
And
capitalism.
that's really, as much as people want to talk about the looters in all these various cities, that's the real looting that's gone on during COVID, because the 1% has made a killing since the start of the pandemic.
Like,
somehow through all of this, despite everybody losing their jobs, their health care, their livelihoods, and struggling, and we've gotten a $1,200 stimulus check for the trouble of it, and despite all that, the 1% of the corporations have made a killing on us.
Yeah, and they're going to try to keep doing it. They're going to try to say,
because that's the
well, they're going to try to say like, oh, we're broke or whatever, like the plague, where our GDP went down, blah blah blah, and they're going to try to like do all kinds of austerity next year. And
well, that's what we're seeing in the results in the GDP is it's declining despite all the stuff that they tried to do. They were just preserving their own wealth, because when we went over this when it was happening, the stock market is supposed to be in tailspin. It's supposed to be crashing right now.
It will,
and it was pumped up artificially by the Fed.
Yeah.
Just so that the value of those stocks wouldn't go down.
Man, speaking of, I really hope Mnuchin gets it. He's managed to escape so far, but he's on my hit list, man.
Okay, actually,
was Barr confirmed?
Barr is on quarantine now, actually.
So he doesn't have it.
No, he's on quarantine, but apparently they haven't confirmed whether he has it or not. He might have it. He might be asymptomatic, but he's on quarantine.
See,
but
those are the guys I want to go to jail. Like, I don't want Trump to go to jail. Like, I want Trump to go work at like OAN or Fox or something when he's done. I want him to go be like, like Sean Hannity or something, right? That would be funny as shit. And I want Mnuchin
with all those.
Yeah, I want Mnuchin and Barr to go to jail though. Those are the two, like, that I want to see punished, that deserve it. Our food tax went up in February by a lot. Everything is expensive here, but healthcare is free and you get what you pay for. I was born in a socialist country, by the way. Well, the problem with socialist countries elsewhere now is the way the entire global economy runs through the USA. So if the USA doesn't like you and they want to make an example of you, they can do it. It's like they do every country that fucks with them in the least. They either get couped, like we saw in Bolivia, or they get war, like we saw in Iraq and Syria, and what's going on now. So that's why socialist countries usually suck. The lone standout is Cuba, right? Cuba just sat there like owning the United States for decades. This tiny little socialist mecca, and the whole world like couldn't do shit, but Cuba could. They have some of the best doctors. There's some, good
For
quality
some
of
reason, when
life.
it comes to socialist countries, the Republicans always like to tout things in Latin America
Yeah,
where we have had this sphere of influence
I know, but
forever.
it's like kicking over an
But
anthill and saying, "Hey, anthill, your fucking building sucked," and like stomping on it and being like, "Socialism, anthill, socialism sucks." Like that's what it's like,
well,
though.
to some
Like,
degree, well, look, to some degree, there's socialism in many first world countries. So just complete,
well, there's social
it's
democracy.
complete bullshit. Right. But that's what I mean is there's some aspects of socialism involved in every aspect of all these modern economies, whether it's the NHS in the UK or the Medicare for all system that they have in France, which is exactly what we want to do, where it's public financing of private institutions.
Are you
Or
from Portugal?
you look at what Bernie.
I'm asking our chatter. I don't know if you are you reading her chats. She says
No,
everybody
you
hates
can only read
Portugal.
them, bro. That's what comes with the
Oh.
responsibility of being the control panel dude.
I'm trying to like get the rhythm down, because like you read them, you inject them, you work them into the conversation. Um, it sounds like she's from Portugal. Um, I guess are you saying Portugal's a socialist country? I don't know if I'd say that. Um, um, well, like that's. I mean, I wouldn't call that socialism. I wouldn't call like corporatism socialism. That's just confusing. Yeah, I know it's like Bernie likes to do that to make a point,
Well,
but it's more like
but
market
no, but
state capitalism. It's more like Chinese version of capitalism, right? It's like capitalism with Chinese
it's similar.
characteristics.
Well, yeah, well, because the way people kind of understand socialism is all these public fundings of various entities. So in the U.S., what it a lot of the times it is public subsidizing of privatized institutions, or more specifically, privatized losses.
Uh,
That's exactly the way it ends up
yeah,
working. And then when you have certain situations where, for example, in our pharma industry, where you have public financing of all this
uh,
research and development, so there's no cost to the privatized company that ends up taking over the drug,
yeah,
but then those companies turn around and price gouge the shit out of us.
yeah. It's like kind of like
And
it's like a reverse version of what China has, right? Like
mm,
they have the state backs the companies through the way, like throughout the whole life cycle of the company, right? Like from cradle to grave, and they're
right.
honest about it. And I feel like the USA has kind of seen that and been like pissed off that they don't have that advantage, right? Like the big companies. So they've had the government kind of do that on the back end, right? Which has happened with them just covering their losses when they need it, right? So just funneling tax money to them and, whatever. I don't even know what the benefit to the country is. It doesn't seem like there is one, right? Like, I guess the jobs, you know.
Yeah. Well,
She
I
says
guess
she's from Portugal. She was born a few years after the Salazar dictatorship ended, who was a socialist dictator. Um, yeah, I don't really know enough about that. Um, I mean, like I said, all throughout the Cold War period, the USA just squashed any kind of left-leaning government, like as much as they could,
that's
especially in the
true though.
West. So I'm sure they didn't make it easy on them. They had Olaf Palm assassinated, like that was just for like Scandinavian style social
Yeah.
democracy. So they won't let them get away with anything. It's you know, a brutal, imperial dictatorship, whatever you want to call that. Like, they're,
Well, it looks like we're about getting ready to wrap up here, bro. It's already kind
yeah,
of
it's
late,
late,
but
man.
the last thing I want to see if you can go ahead and pull this one up just so we can see where we can leave off for the next episode. I DM'd it to you.
Yeah, man. Matt Gaetz, he's the one to watch.
All right, you got it.
I've been saying that. I don't think people are going to be attracted to a traditional Republican ever again. Oh, hell yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think the populism is the way to go. So
Yeah, I'm gonna rub one out to this later on. The thoughts of my enemies suffering.
see, that's why they. Well, there we go. You got that one up now.
Yeah, Trump, Melania, Hope Hicks, Kayleigh McInerney, and
Kayleigh Mack,
just some.
Tom Tillis, Ron Johnston, Kellyanne, Bill Steppen,
All right,
Chris Christie, Ronna McDaniel, Mike
odds
Lee,
are.
Nicholas Luna,
Well, I guess no, it's not odds,
and more.
right? It's like 1 out of 100, right? So
The numbers are going to keep climbing within the White House, and that whole Rose Garden event where they're trying to push through the replacement for Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It's it's ironic, I think, that that's the event that set up a lot of these that set up this entire outbreak. It's a Trump outbreak, essentially, is what it is.
yeah, these guys are on the Judiciary Committee too.
Yeah, these are the guys that are on the Judiciary Committee, and these are the guys that are gonna try and push through a replacement before Trump loses in November. By all accounts, who knows what could happen between then and now. It's getting closer, but between Trump looking like he's about to croak over, and Biden having a double-digit lead that was ahead of where Hillary was at the same time during 2016, it just looks like things are shaping up.
We just got to get Mnuchin sick, and then we'll be good.
Well, I know you were hoping for that one, man. So we'll hold out to see what the news is gonna be, and yeah, I guess we'll keep everybody updated and go ahead and follow the stream. You can follow us on Twitter at unelectable_A. You can follow me at _20 Westside, or you could follow my co-host here, Matt, at DJ Tom Hanks.
DJ Tom Hanks.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, Nemesser, come check us out. We do this a lot of nights. Or follow us on Twitter. Let's see. I kind of dig the irony. This list is definitely getting longer. That's the point. That's why it's great. That's why we feel okay to be happy about this, because these people did it. Like, they did it to themselves. They did it to other people, 200,000 other people too. Like, they deserve what's coming to them.
Exactly.
All right, let me go back to the thing. All right. We're out. Here comes the theme song.
Entitled.
Oh, yeah.